Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last video, we have seen how to install Python on Windows system. In continuation to that, in today's video, we'll see how to install Python packages and libraries. In the last video, if you have noticed, we have installed Python as an user. So today, we'll see the distinction between or the differentiation of installing Python package as an user and as an admin. So what I'm gonna do now, I'll just open command prompt. So while opening the command prompt, and this is where distinction happens, whether you want to install your Python packages as an admin or as an user. So if I want to install Python packages as an admin so that those packages will be used by all the users, in that particular case, this command prompt you need to run as an admin. So this is the window it will be opening. So here, whatever the packages that we'll be installing, those will be available for all users. However, in these systems there is only one user available, and that user, since it is an admin and that particular person is an admin as well. So here you won't see a much differentiation while installing the packages, because if you run as an admin, still those will be available for the user as well, because that user itself is an admin. However, if you have multiple users hosted on a Windows system, then it becomes really important whether you are installing those libraries as an user or as an admin. So in a case where if you have multiple users and if you are installing those packages as an admin, then those packages will be available for all users. However, if you are installing just like this one, if you are opening command prompt as an user itself, you will be getting this part. So here, if you install any Python packages, these packages will be only available to this particular users and won't be available for other. So this is a very minor difference. However, it can cause a lot of confusion. So it's very important for you to make a note of it. Now, if you notice, while installing Python, the pop-up was telling us that pip will be installed. So what is a pip? So pip is basically a Python index manager. So whatever libraries and packages that you will be installing on any platform, that will be handled by a pip installer. So ideally, pip and conda are the two major package installers we have for Python. However, for this particular exercise, we'll be only focusing on pip. And while installing that Python, we already have pip added as well. Now as part of this exercise, we'll be installing a few of Python libraries with a pip installer itself. Now, as I told you, right, this particular user is an admin as well. So we'll just see whatever the libraries are visible to both the profiles. One profile is as an admin profile and other is an user profile. So in Python, or basically with a pip, if you want to see what are the libraries already installed, we have this particular syntax. It's called pip list. So it will be listing out all the libraries that we have installed. So since we have recently installed Python on our system, we don't have any new external libraries, and we'll be adding those now. So here with a pip list, I got this output as an user. Now same pip list, if I run as an admin, we'll see whether we are getting it or not. Yeah, so it's the same libraries that are available even for this particular as well. So here as an admin, I could see these are the libraries. Now as part of the demo, we'll be installing all our libraries as an admin only, and once we install, we'll see whether those are being reflected even for the user or not. Okay. In Python, basically with a pip, there are three different ways you can install libraries. So the first one that we are gonna see is a highly used one and highly preferred one. Why so? We'll be discussing that later. So in that particular one, we'll be following. So what is the syntax for installing any library? Suppose I have this library pandas. So pandas, as you might be knowing, it's a vastly used data analytics library for the computation purpose. So this is the library that we are gonna install for us. So how to install any particular library with pip installer? So for that one, you can either write straightforward pip install and that particular library. Okay, this is a one way. So in this way, if you don't mention any particular version, this pandas library will be downloaded from this particular server, which is pip.org. So here also, if you search pandas, you'll be getting pandas 2 and pandas 1.5.2. So if I directly mention the package name over here and just hit enter, we'll be seeing which particular package does it pick up. So as you can see, it has picked 1.5.2, right? So that is nothing but this one. So this particular command picks the current package for that particular library from this server itself by default. So you're not to be worried about passing any version. So one more thing guys, I told you right, this is more preferred way of installing any package. So why so? Because there might be a case where your particular package might be dependent on other libraries as well. In this particular case, see, this pandas is actually dependent on python_date utility library, numpy, pytz and 6. So there are 3-4 libraries that we need to have it installed prior to having this pandas. So you're not to be worried about downloading which particular version of the dependent libraries. So with this one, it will be figuring out automatically the version that it wants to be downloaded for the dependent libraries, and accordingly it will be downloaded. So here we can see the pandas library has been successfully installed. Now we'll just see with the list one whether we are able to see all the libraries or not. So as you can see, we got numpy, we got pandas, we got pip, which was already there, python date utility, pytz, setup tools was already earlier, and 6. So these are 3-4 libraries, dependent libraries for pandas have been successfully installed as well. So this is one of the ways we can install any library automatically. However, if you have a requirement whether you want a specific version of a library to be installed, in that particular case, what will be the syntax? Now for that, I'll just go to pip.org. Okay, so we'll try to actually install this particular package, Elasticsearch. Okay, so here we have Elasticsearch. So this is Elasticsearch 6 and the version is 6.8.2. Okay, so we'll be trying to install this particular version of, so pip install Elasticsearch, this is a 6. Okay, now equals to, now this equals to will be giving, after that we'll be passing the version of that particular library. So it's 6.8.2. okay, my bad, it has to be double equal to. So as you can see, the specific version of that particular library will be installed with this particular syntax. So now if I try to print the complete list, I got Elasticsearch 6 as well. So there is a minor difference between this one. So in the first one, you are not passing any particular version and the latest version will be picked up automatically. However, in the second one, you are explicitly passing a version of that particular library. Okay. In some of the cases, if pip install syntax is not directly picked up, what you can do, you can type pip install in this way as well. So with a Python, if you want to run this package installer as a script as well, this is particularly a syntax. So here afterwards you have to enter that package name basically. Okay, so one more thing, so if you want to know what are the different options we have while running any particular script or something, so what you can do, python -h. So h is nothing but for help. So you'll be getting all the options that are available along with python scripts. So we have passed -m, right? So this is the, so you can actually run library module, which is the intention, as a script. So we have been passing. So we have observed that pip install sometimes directly doesn't get run. So in that particular case you have to use it with python -m and library. Also, in some of the cases, if you are working under the strict environments, you might be dealing with a limited access. So in that particular case you might be getting a warning and error like access denied. So in that particular case, if you want to install any libraries, you have to try it with option -r. So in this particular way you will be able to install. Since this particular library, my bad, it has to be -r. It has to be -user. Okay, so my bad, it has to be -user. So in this particular case you will be install python packages. Now this is the first way of installing any library. Okay, now we'll see the second way. So here, if I go to the pyp.org, so now I want to actually install Dask. So I'm just taking any random one. So this is the library that I want to install. So what I'll do, I have actually searched it and this is the one that I want to install. I just click on this one. I will go to the download section. This is the tar.gz. So sometimes some of the distribution files may not be available for your platform or based on the OS configuration and requirement. So you need to try for the other versions of the distributions as well, like GZ and WHL. So the one which is actually available for you, you have to go with it. So here what I'm doing, I'm right clicking on this one and I'm just copy the link address. Now I'm going to administrator and I'm just gonna install this one. So as you can see, this is the other way of installing any Python library with a web address directly. So we'll just wait for this library to be installed. As you can see, this particular library is dependent on the others as well, and those are also being getting installed. So we'll just wait for this library to be installed. So this is the second way of installing Python libraries directly. So with a list, we are just gonna see what are the libraries we have got so far. As you can see, apart from Dask one, we have got other libraries as well. However, these two approaches works only when you are actually having sufficient access and there is no firewall blockages in your environment. However, if you have, so what you can do, you can somehow get this particular package downloaded. So as you can see, this package is getting downloaded. We'll try for the other package. So this is the package we are gonna try, matplotlib. Okay, so I'm just gonna down. So as you can see, this package is getting downloaded. So what I'll do, I'll just go to this particular folder. go here. So this is the path that I have, so I'll be copying this path. Okay, pip install this one. Make sure you are actually putting the extension of the file here, otherwise you might be getting an error like file or directory not found. So here once I press enter, as you can see it has started installing this particular library. So this is the second way of installing any Python package or library. So the first approach was more related to the downloading it from the as a web address and then installing, and with the second one it's like physically downloading the copy and installing that library directly. So in this way what we have seen is, okay, looks like this package. Let's see with the list whether it got installed or not. Okay, looks like that package was dependent on the Microsoft framework as well, which we don't have as of now. So yeah, but you more or less got the intention and the way we can install any particular library by downloading. However, the disadvantage remains the same. Here we don't know whether this particular library is dependent on any other library. So if that is the case, you have to download all the proper versions of all the dependent libraries before installing this package. So you need to make sure that all the dependent libraries are installed first, and then only you are trying with this particular library. So this particular approach, like option 2 and 3, are more cumbersome. However, if you want to actually get rid of those ones, I would highly recommend to keep on trying with the option 1, in which all the dependent libraries or required versions of them will be automatically figure it out while installing a latest version of the package that you are willing to install. So as you can see, we have installed these particular libraries as an admin. Now as I told you, right, the packages or libraries installed as an admin, those will be automatically available for all the user. Now we'll just see, and there is a particular user, other user we have in this particular Windows as well. So we'll just type the same command, and if all the list of those libraries are available here, that means those are libraries are available for this particular user as well. So the same libraries this particular user can use for writing his code as well. As you can see, we can see the same number of libraries here as well. So however, it's not true when if you install the libraries as a single user. So in that particular case, those libraries will be only available to this user, and it may not be available for the other user or to the other admins as well. So that's it guys. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, do hit the like button. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe to it and hit the bell icon to get the regular updates. Thank you.